Today is September 10th, 2025, and today we have lost a very good man, Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk. You know, this guy, it is really sad. Is really sad what state the country is in right now, where we are more separated because of our different ideas more than ever right now. And but this man wanted to bring the country back together and show people that you can dispute these disagreements and ideas in a peaceful way and in a calm manner. Like when it was a couple hours ago, my mom, she got a text, and then she started freaking out, and she was like, where's the remote? And I was like, what's wrong? And she's like, oh my gosh, Charlie Kirk just died. Or not died. She said he had been shot. It was literally like a minute later that they announced his death. But I'm baffled the lengths at which people will go to because they because they disagree with your ideas and your beliefs. The Democrats are, I don't know, Democrats are lost right now, low-key. Democrats are lost right now, and they're being sore baby losers. They are being sore baby losers. Do you know the weight of this act that the killer, who's still on the loose, do they know, and does he know the weight of the decision he made to take a man's life today? And I mean, this guy, Charlie Kirk, he had 2 children and a wife. He is a family man, and I can't imagine what they're going through right now. I cannot. It is a shame. Like, for his 2 children, they have 2 children have just lost their father today, and a wife just lost her husband. And the weight of that is pretty heavy. And Charlie Kirk, he was literally, the funny thing is, he's literally just talking. He had just talked about gun violence, and then he gets shot and dies to a gun. And this legend, all he was for was allowing people to share their beliefs, and then, like, he would give them the chance first. He would say, if anybody has disagreement with me right now, come up to this microphone and try and prove me wrong. And then lines of people at colleges would walk away, and they would be forever changed, and they would realize they got proved wrong. And this man was a believer in religious freedom, pursuit of, like, just the American core beliefs, and he loved America, and that's why he tried so hard to be an inspiration. And he was an inspiration. He really was. And today, even though we have lost a very very good man, very influential and loving man, and like like bro will go down in history books someday. He really will. He really will. But we gotta carry on his legacy. Because that's really the only thing we could do is carry on his legacy right now, and then pray for his family. And pray for his family right now. So that's what I decided to do today. He's really inspired me to, and that was a final push for me to share my testimony on YouTube. But before I get to that, I want to take a moment of silence for this man. All right. So I'm going to share my testimony of how I came to accepting Jesus Christ, God the Father, and the Holy Spirit into my heart, and how that was the most important decision I have ever made. So, I was born in 2007. I was adopted, and that adoption. See, a problem with the Democrats is like one of their beliefs, or one of their I guess you would say beliefs, it is abortion, and that's something I disagree with. Like, I extremely disagree with that, because I'm proof that there are other ways to than just killing taking a child's life. Because you messed up and you got a girl pregnant, and y'all are in high school, or y'all aren't in a good place to take care of a child, and y'all aren't ready for that yet. You don't gotta go off the kid. There are other ways, like adoption, and adoption isn't this thing where you put the kid into an orphanage, a cold and dark orphanage, and he stares out the bars on a window every day, wondering why he's there. Like, it is the exact opposite. I'm very grateful that I was adopted, and I was adopted by great people. My parents are great and loving people, and I am eternally grateful for everything they have done. I love them, and I can't express how much I love them. But so the start of my long journey into accepting Christ into my heart, it starts in 2020 when COVID happened. And right after COVID happened, or a little bit after COVID happened, we went on lockdown and no more school, and people weren't really socializing that much in person anymore, and I got really lonely because I missed my friends, and I didn't have anyone to talk to, really. I just really missed my friends. I missed the social connection that school provided. But anyways, I downloaded a social media app called Big O Live, because I was like, well, like I can meet new people and meet make new friendships and stuff. And if I could go back in time, if I could go back in time, it would it would be to grab that tablet out of my younger self's hands and break it over my knee and burn it, nuke it, kamehameha it, and just hakai it, whatever. Because hitting that download button was the start of the descent into darkness. Right when I clicked that download button, right after I made my account, I instantly had a bunch of friend requests, but they were from girls. I didn't really understand it at the time, like that what I was doing was wrong and stuff. And how old was I? Let's see, sixth grade, like 13 or 14 years old, I think I was. I don't know, maybe like between 12 and 14. Between 12 and 14 years old. But but yeah, and instantly, so I added the people, and I was shown stuff I wish I could unsee, and this got me into a very bad and long porn addiction. Yeah. And so every day I would, and this was the first time I seen this. And also, when I was born with fetal alcohol syndrome and ADHD. So I have horrible impulse problems, and because of my fetal alcohol syndrome and ADHD, it means that it's easier for me to get addicted to stuff, and it's much harder for me to quit that addiction. But yeah, I got in a cycle of looking at porn almost every day, almost multiple times a day. And yeah, this continued on for like 3-4 years. But yeah, I got caught a couple times, but I would still always find ways to do it because it's just that bad. It's just that bad and that addicting that I would always find ways around anything that would block it or anything that was put in place to prevent me from seeing it, and I'd always find a way. Before this, like years before this, in fifth grade, I went to a like week-long church camp, and then the fourth to last night, they did the thing where they're like, they say a prayer, and then they say, if you just prayed this prayer, then you just been saved. And I was like, what? Really? Yo, that's awesome. And then, so then I got baptized, and it was just one of those not real salvations. It wasn't real salvation. I didn't know it yet because I was too young and immature. But all my life we've gone to church. My parents are very deep into both of their faiths, and but all my life we went to church, and I would just go through motions, go to church, and then just but the whole time I'd just be thinking about what I was gonna do when I got home, or what I was gonna eat for lunch, and yeah. But uh, the summer break after the summer break in between my ninth grade and my 10th grade year, uh, I I wasn't the whole time, like my whole middle school, and from the time that I got saved the first time, uh, through my actual salvation, I wasn't living a godly life. Porn, cussing at school, um, and just I wasn't living a godly life. Didn't read my Bible. I went to youth group and stuff, but and I went to church, but it was just going through motions. And then I would just go back to what I was doing, and then which was like usually looking at porn or playing video games and stuff. But somewhere between ninth and 10th grade, it was our, let's see, one, two, there's this church camp called Feuds. It's called Feuds, that my youth group for the past couple of years, we had been going to, and I really liked it and stuff. But that summer, the couple weeks leading up to that summer, and that camp, what was it? I went to the beginning of that year. I started going to a Christian counselor, and to help me try and solve my porn addiction, and yeah, just help me out with a lot of stuff. But I remember, yeah, it was I had been disobeying my parents a lot that summer, and I've disobeyed my parents like a lot, and like my whole life, and I've always been rude to my mom. I don't know why, and I don't know, because it's like I wouldn't be disrespectful or rude to my dad, and then I'd always be disrespectful and rude to my mom. Anytime she asked me to do something, I'd get irritated and annoyed, but one day, yeah. So that summer, I had to put my phone up at a certain time, and then I had to put it up in the office at a certain time, and I couldn't get it out. And if I did, if I was on it past that certain time, that I would get taken away, and I couldn't have it in my room at night, and I couldn't call past that certain time. But one night, and this happened a couple times, I disobeyed them, and I would call somebody or play games on it past it, and then I would get in trouble, and I lost it for or they gave me another chance, and then a couple of days after I got that second chance, I did it again, and then so they were like really upset with me and disappointed, because there were it seemed like every year I'd go through this cycle of this certain length in time. I would just constantly be getting in trouble back to back to back to back to back, and then it'd end up in me getting everything taken away, or me getting in serious trouble. But this time, I told my counselor about it, and then he told me to that I should sit down with my parents and like have a like just write down what I want to tell my parents whenever I get whenever like I would have trouble expressing my emotions because of my ADHD. I'll have trouble like verbally expressing my emotions, and they'll just build up and build up and build up, and I won't tell anybody until it's just all comes out at once, and I'm just in a like fit of sadness and rage and whatever. So he told me to start writing down like whenever like I was upset and needed to say something to write down, and then I could talk about it with my parents or and given like note to my parents. So one night, like I wanted to write an apology note to my parents because I felt bad and but before that, my mom sat me down and she's like, Eli, are you really saved? Are you really saved? And I was like, I don't think so. And she was like, well, you need to she's like, you need to start praying to find out if you're truly saved, and if you aren't, then you need to start like praying and asking for like for God to help you. So I did that, and I recognized I wasn't truly saved, and then I started praying. I prayed to God that now that I recognize it, for him to show me what my next step was. And so it was a week before it was the week before we left to go to the camp. Every day I would pray about like what my next step was. And then I was like, all right, I'm going. And I knew I felt him tugging on like telling me that my next step is like salvation, and I need to set it into my heart. And I was like, well, camp's coming up, and then I didn't know for sure what I was supposed to do, but I don't know. I knew that God would let me know. God, like I would know when God would let me know what I needed to do. And so it was the third night of camp, and I was like, all right, I'm like really, I was like really feeling really convicted, and I wanted to tell somebody and ask for help and just tell them, and I don't know, just pour out my heart and everything that had been going on. And then our youth pastor that night of the third day, whenever we had our youth group like huddle where we would talk about the sermon, and then we would answer questions about it and talk about it, at the end of that night, or at the end of that session, he was like, if y'all need to like if y'all have something on your hearts, and if y'all are holding on to something, and he is like, just pray and or just let it go, and you can come to us and just let God take over. And so whenever we started praying, I started like I had this just overwhelming feeling, and it took over my whole body, and it was just a surrender and a cry for help. It was the craziest and most real feeling I've ever felt. Like literally, I just could not control the tears, and I didn't really know what I was supposed to feel up to this point, but I was like, I think it's definitely this. So I waited for everybody to leave, and then I asked my youth pastor if I could talk with him, and he was like, "Yeah, what's up?" And after everybody left, oh, I was a wreck. I was like a geyser, like my tears, and I was just I had fully given up and of trying to just fix everything on my own, and I told him, like, I just said, I forgot what I said. I was just really upset, and I was like, all I remember is my face was just covered in tears, and I was like, and it sounds funny, but I mean, it was real. It was true surrender, and I was like, oh, yeah, I remember I said I'm struggling. I said I'm struggling with the porn, and I'm not living right, and I'm not saved, and I realize I'm not saved, and then and then he hugged me, and I just cried in his arms, and then he asked me if I truly wanted to accept Jesus into my heart and truly be saved, and I was so ready. I was so ready, and I said yes. And he asked me if I believed that Jesus rose from the dead on a third day, and I said yes. And he asked me all the questions, and he is like, and then after I answered all the questions, he said, then you are truly saved, and you are a new creation. And he hugged me, and the feeling right then, whenever I got saved, was the most I'm telling you, is the most real, the and best feeling you will ever have. And I will remember that feeling. I will remember that feeling and that day for the rest of my life. The feeling, it was just, it was like, it was like jumping out of a plane, and you didn't have to worry about, like you didn't have to worry about if you're gonna fall, like, and your chute wasn't going to deploy, because like God was just there to carry you down safely. Like I just felt like I just felt loved, and I really felt God's love in that moment, and all it felt like I was holding two anvils on my shoulders, and it just got like flicked. It just got flicked away. I felt so much better, and I haven't been, like, you're not gonna be perfect. Definitely not gonna be perfect. Even when you're saved, you're still gonna make mistakes, and you're still gonna mess up because you're human. But now you have, like, the thing is that now you have God to actually to help you and to get you through those hard times. And I'm still struggling with the porn addiction, but it's gotten so much better, and I really could not have done it without him, without God, without the big man upstairs, the capital G God. Like, God is real, and God is good. And at first it was like, At first, I was like so pumped up, and I got one of those what is it called? It's like um I was having like a camp high or something, like where you come back from a church camp and you're all like, yeah, I'm gonna be a new me and all this stuff, but it lasts for a couple of weeks. And that's true. It lasted for a couple of weeks, but actually was able to pray to God whenever I like looked at it, and before I would look at it, and whenever I was getting like temptations and stuff, I was able to pray to God, and He was able to help me. And there have been many times afterwards that I have still looked at porn, because it's the Satan, right after you're saved, it's not like you're automatically like Satan's got a bounty on your head, kind of, and he's gonna try really hard to deter you and from your faith, and discourage you from your faith, because he hates whenever somebody new has come into the kingdom of God and is a new creation, and he hates that. So he's going to try and like make you go back to your old ways and stuff, and he's going to try really hard, and he did. It didn't get easier. It got harder, but easier, because I knew I had God on my side helping me. But for what? Sorry if I pause a lot in this video. It's just my ADHD and not me trying to think, and me trying to keep on track, and not like go like all these different ways and stuff. I noticed a big change in me, and everybody around me after that noticed a big change in me. And I felt a big change in my heart. Like, I used to, before I got saved, because of my ADHD and all the struggles that it's caused me to have, I would always be so upset and resentful and just like angry at my birth parents, because I felt like I was cursed with ADHD and fetal alcohol syndrome, and I was like, why would you do that? I was like, look at what you've done, and I remember that if I would tell myself before I got saved, like, if I ever met them, I would like probably slap them both across the face. But after I was saved, I learned to forgive people, and I learned to let things go, and I matured, and I learned to forgive them, and I forgave them, and now I'm so excited for when I turn 18 and I can finally contact them, and I really hope to meet them someday, because and now all I want to do, instead of slapping them, is hug them, because my mom told me about like leading up to me being born. She talked to my dad while I was being born. She talked to my birth father, and they talked for a little bit, and she asked them like they talked about themselves for a little bit, and then she got to meet my birth mom, and she got to know her, and she told me about the adoption process, and like what all was like happening, and that my mom's told me that both of my birth parents really loved me, and they wanted me to she said one of the requirements that they had was I had to have a Christian, they wanted me to have Christian parents, and they wanted me to grow up in a Christian household, and God answered their prayers, and I could not ask for a better household to grow up in, and I could not ask for better parents. But I also just think how crazy it is, like how crazy it is for like what God can change. Like even if you think like, no, I'm too far gone, or I'll never change, or I don't want to change. God can, and He will change you. You just gotta let Him. You just gotta like woo-saw. You just gotta like woo-saw everything and give it all up to Him. And I promise you, you will feel so much better. Recently, this year the at camp was amazing. It was really amazing. I saw God move in so many different ways in every one of my friends, and I was really excited. And I have to say, last year was like second best year of camp. Second best year, because nothing else will beat the year I got saved. But the point of this video is to just prove to y'all that, and show y'all that God can do miracles. You have to let Him, but God is real, and everything about Christianity is real. And if you are in a dark place right now, just pray. I would just pray. Praying is crucial for getting through things. And you'll know. You will know whenever it'll happen. You will definitely know. And you don't have to worry. He will give you a sign. He will. But I'm gonna leave y'all. I'm gonna leave y'all with this, that to love God and love others, and treat others the way you want to be treated. God is real. Jesus did rise from the grave on the third day, and I hope to inspire y'all. I hope to inspire other people to do the same thing that I'm doing, which is sharing their testimony and how they came to their faith, so that more people can come to know God and Christ, and they can get saved. And then there'll be a chain reaction, and chain reaction, and then one day that everybody will be able to know God, and will be able to know, be saved and know the love of God. But love y'all. Like this video if you relate, and if you like the video, you should like it and subscribe. And love y'all, and peace.